The most common way people give up their power is by thinking they don't have any. That quote is from Alice Walker. I stumbled across this quote the other day. How awesome is that? The most common way people give up their power is by thinking they don't have any. If you walk around in this world thinking you don't have any power, you are going to feel helpless and you are going to feel vulnerable. And there are all too many people and institutions and agendas that are quite happy for you to feel that way. Because if you think you don't have any power, you will abdicate your life to who you think does have power. And that makes you easy to direct, easy to manipulate into being small and weak and suppressed. And none of this is true about you. You are not powerless. You are not helpless. You are not vulnerable. You are not weak. You are not small. In this podcast episode, I'm going to share with you why power is not a dirty word, right? There's different kinds of power. Just the word power can make people feel uncomfortable. So I'm going to clarify that for you. I'm going to share with you 3 ways that people give away their power and why we do this. And I'm going to show you 2 things that need to happen for you to get out of that pattern quick, smart. Okay, it's not super difficult to do. It's a huge opportunity. When you own your power and you know you are powerful, the center of your universe changes. Your psyche and your energy state becomes completely aligned with the soul you are and the source you come from, and your life emanates from there. Your life emanates from inside of you. Now, you are either going to walk around in this world in the illusion that you are small, weak, and powerless, or you're going to walk around in this world knowing who you really are with a very powerful source emanating from you. We're going to shift you from the former to the latter. So let's dive in. You're listening to Practical Spirituality with B, the podcast with spiritual advice for your everyday life, helping you align with your soul so you can live with purpose, fulfillment, and magic. I'm Bernadette Logue. You can call me B, and I'm excited to share this episode with you. So now we're going to dive into this whole giving your power away business. So this has come up with quite a few clients recently. It's something that I never thought I had a problem with. That was wrong. I discovered I was giving my power away left, right, and center and had to learn these tough lessons. So we're going to start by saying that you can give your power away by accident and not realize you're doing it. And you're going to be very clear by the end of this episode if that's happening for you. Or you can be doing it on purpose, very consciously, because you are avoiding, right? You're avoiding your power. Now, let's start by talking about what the power is that we're talking about. We are not talking about what we could term egoic power. That is, I'm going to wield my power over something. That means I'm taking power over a situation, power over a person, power over life. That is not a great power to be trying to wield, right? That is dominance. It's in the masculine energy. It's not a representation of you knowing that you are connected to all of life itself, okay? So when you think of people that are misusing power, abusing power, wielding power over other people, that is what we could call egoic power, unconscious power, or power over, right? Power over just means exerting power over someone or something. We're not talking about that. We're talking about power through, okay? So that means the power that is coming through you and wants to come into the world. It is a conscious power. It is your inherent natural state of power. And it is who you are being and what you are doing when you don't get in the way of yourself. when you let your soul express fully in this world and you let life force or God creator universe source energy channel through you fully without you getting in the way, that is your real power. Okay? Think about power source like you have electricity in your house and you can plug the power into it, right? And when you plug in a light, a lamp, an electronic device into the electrical socket, that device gets fully charged up, fully lit up, and is fully functional. And it's able to do the job it's here to do. Well, that's like you. You plug yourself in fully to source energy, God creator, life force, divinity, whatever you want to call it, and you let your soul and source flow through you, then you are fully lit up, you're fully operational, you're fully able to meet your quote-unquote job, your soul plan and your soul purpose for being here. So this kind of power is beautiful, right? It's what keeps you balanced, it's what keeps you healthy. And when it comes out of you into the world, it is like love shining out of your face, okay? There is nothing negative about this kind of power. So now we know that this power is not a dirty word and it's beneficial to you and beneficial to everybody else. Then why on earth would we give our power away? Why would we do that? Well, first of all, we completely misunderstand power. So we think it's something negative, something difficult, something painful, something potentially dangerous, something unsafe, and we don't know how to utilize it, and so we shy away from it. But here are 3 specific ways that we give our power away. Number 1, as per the Alice Walker quote, we give it away because we didn't realize we had any in the first place. So what that means is if you have grown up and walked through your life thinking that you're just a small body and you don't have any power, then you will immediately just let other people have the power over you. You will let others take it, use it, have it, wield it, and choose for you and decide for you and direct you and lead you. And that might look really beautiful, might look really lovely, it might look great, it might work for you, but chances are probably not. Probably it involves you end up following other people's agendas, expectations, and not in the seat of your own life, right? So first reason is we give it away by accident because we didn't realize we had any. Number 2 is, ooh, juicy, you realize that you have power, but you are afraid to use it. Okay, reason number 2. You've done it on purpose or subconsciously because you do know that there's power in you, but you're afraid to use it. So why would we be afraid to use it? Okay, number 1, if I know I have power, personal power and soul power, that makes me responsible for my life. And being responsible for your life can feel like a big deal because it's easier when someone else is responsible for your life because you don't have to participate. If your parents are responsible, your partner's responsible, your boss is responsible, your government's responsible, the media is responsible, whoever else is responsible, it takes the weight off you being the leader of your own life. And that can feel like a big responsibility. And so you do have the power and you are meant to utilize your own inner power to be responsible in leading your own life. But if that feels scary to you for whatever reason, and there can be lots of reasons, not trusting yourself, not feeling confident, not feeling worthy, not feeling good enough, all these kind of things that we accumulate as baggage in our life, then we can end up just giving our power away because it's both easier and it feels safer than standing in the driver's seat ourselves. Another reason that we would be afraid to use our power is because making decisions is scary and difficult. Okay, it's not scary and difficult, but if it feels scary and difficult to you from where you stand right now, then you won't want to utilize your power and you will sometimes do things like become dependent on other people to make decisions for you, second guess yourself, overanalyze, analysis paralysis, sit stagnant and do nothing because making a choice is too confronting. Another reason we're afraid to use our power is we don't want to stand out. If I use my power, And that means using my voice, making decisions, taking new pathways, doing things that matter to me, being fully shining and expressed, then I might stand out. People might notice that. And for many of us on the planet, it doesn't feel safe to stand out. There can be echoes of past life stuff. There can be just the logic of knowing you're in a world filled with opinionated people that can be a bit judgmental sometimes. And so you don't want to stand out, right? We have a thing in New Zealand called tall poppy syndrome. Okay, so where I was born and where I spent the majority of my life, the first 30 years, there is a culture, and some New Zealanders may not agree with me, but there is a culture, and it's become evidently more clear to me since I left and have lived overseas, called tall poppy syndrome, which means if you get too big and you get too tall, you get cut down, which sounds terrible, but it's sort of like that. Everybody stay at the same level, and if you stand out, you're going to draw attention to yourself, and you might make other people feel uncomfortable that you're standing out, and they might not like that. So this is a really big reason people shy away and don't use their power, because it's easier to run in the pack. It's easier to stay in the crowd. It's easier to be in the shadows than to feel like you might be exposed by being a powerful person. Another reason we're afraid to use our power, not trusting ourselves. Like, how can I trust myself to use that power to make good decisions, to choose the right path, to do the right things? Looking at all the things in your past that you might regret, or quote unquote mistakes you've made, and saying, I don't trust myself. And it's really interesting that all the things that are coming up when we're afraid to use our power are all really important life lessons that we're meant to learn and overcome and gain self-mastery in. You're not on the planet for no reason. You're a soul, and you have a soul plan and purpose, and you are here to be masterful, to learn how to master your energy, master the use of life force power coming through you, fully express your soul, learn all your soul lessons, contribute all your soul gifts into the world. And I won't stop harping on about that and telling you about it so that you remember. So lastly, in this why we're afraid to use our power is this. If you own your power, others won't like it, and there might be a painful consequence to pay, a price to pay. Being rejected, being judged, being cast out, right? Being alone, being unsupported. So, for example, in the workplace, in a relationship, in your family, in a social setting, you might not stand up in your own light, in your own power, and use your voice and walk your own path, because you don't want to risk those things. Human beings primitively want bonding and acceptance, right? We have this nature within us that is drawn to not wanting to be out on our own, because at some point in our history, that would have involved probably dying, right? We need to be in community. We need it from our heart. We need it for our physical well-being. We can't do life alone. We're not an island. And so the risk of those things, which are very real, like if you own your power, I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you, if you stand in your light and you shine and you use your voice and you make choices for yourself, I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you everyone's gonna love it, because you and I both know that's not true. Some people might not like it, but guess what? When you're on your deathbed at the end of your life, you won't be thinking, oh, I really wished I worked harder to please those people. I really wish that I stayed smaller. No, you'll be thinking, oh my gosh, I really wish that I had been fully self-expressed and realized that people that were judgmental were not meant to come with me on the journey. And that if I just allowed myself to be fully self-expressed and those people drifted away, space would arise in my life, and the universe abhors a vacuum, and it would just fill that vacuum, sucking in, gravitating, magnifying, magnetizing to me all the people that are truly aligned for me in the unfolding seasons of my life, okay? So, third reason that we give our power away, we don't realize we had any in the first place. We realize we had power, but we're afraid to use it. And the third one is this. Hard to hear, unpleasant to stomach, but nevertheless, We unconsciously give our power away by deciding that we're a victim and that other people, life, and circumstances are the reason we can't fill in the blank. I can't this, I can't that, it's not possible for this reason, for that reason. And feeling like a victim to society, circumstances, institution, other people, the general society, the partner, the parent, the children, the circumstance, the events, whatever it is. When we do that, we immediately just hand over our life. We just immediately give our power away. As the moment I say to you that I'm a victim of, or I can't something because you hold the power, I've just given my power away. Now you're just a being and I'm just a being and we're just on the planet. That's the only fact. So you don't have my power, I don't have your power. No one can take it unless we give it away, right? And we can give it away accidentally, unconsciously, by thinking that we're victimized to something or someone, and that doesn't mean that something bad hasn't happened. That doesn't mean you haven't suffered because of something, but it's the labeling. And it's the mental, emotional twist that puts us in, which creates a state of powerlessness. So I'm going to share with you 2 things that are really important to help you shift out of that state, okay? First of all, when we give our power away, there is a common theme no matter what the reason is. And the theme is this: when we give our power away, we are avoiding life, we are hiding out, we are staying small, and we are suppressing ourselves. And in all of those things, that is not what your soul signed up for, full stop. And if you're in those places, I love you, I hear you, and I feel you because I've been there, I've done that, I learned that lesson the hard way. Nothing wrong with it. Welcome to the ride called life. Welcome to being human, and welcome to learning through these experiences how to become masterful, how to gain self-mastery and life mastery, how to learn how to utilize your energy and your sovereign ability to make free will choices to guide and direct your life into the fullest expression of what your soul came here for. So these things, including giving your power away, are soul opportunities. Why? Because when you're doing this, chances are, if this is a lifelong pattern, for example, pleasing people, like actively not participating in your life, not taking responsibility, those things are often, if they are recurring challenges, they're often soul lessons. So the huge opportunity is you get to put a big tick on your soul plan and agenda for having mastered this soul lesson, right? And when you overcome this and you stop giving your power away and you stand in your power instead, you'll be fully equipped and ready to dance and play with life the way that you came here to, which means to create, to generate, to contribute, to enjoy your life, to be happy and lit up, to be expressed, which is your contribution to being here. That's a contribution, is you being free and you being happy and you then doing whatever you want to do from that energy and that feeling space. So how do we get out of this pattern? It's a conditioned pattern. You weren't born as a little baby popping into the world on day one going, I'm powerless and weak. You're a little divine being and you got taught. You got taught the idea that you don't have any power. It starts very young because as a child, of course, you know you are completely dependent on adults to allow you to eat, drink, clothe yourself, go places. So basically the human experience is, adults have all the power. Then you go to school. Who has the power? The adults, right? Then you go into society. Who has the power? You can list off all the number of different power and authority institutions in the world that will want you to not have power or think you don't have any power. So it is a conditioned pattern, and we want to shift you from the construct of looking at yourself like you are small, and any way that you're suppressing yourself from letting the power flow through you, to being a fully self-expressed soul, which is uninhibited, unapologetic, freely using your voice, your creativity, your talents, moving with all of your intuition, moving and acting on all your inspirations, living your passions, doing life your way. The first thing that must happen if you want to make that shift is you have to feel safe to do so. You will not do anything in your life if you believe that you are not safe to do it. That's primitive. That is wired in you. Your brain and body have a job, and its job is to keep you safe. And you are always, whether you realize it or not, at a very deep level, on the lookout for danger. And that doesn't mean a car hurtling towards you or a tiger trying to chase you down and eat you. It's as small as ideas floating into your mind, words from other people, potentials of the future that send you into feeling not safe and will have you stuck in the current moment. So we want to feel safe to own our power, whatever that looks like, okay? And when we say own our power, it's to know who we really are, okay? And we'll get to that in a minute. You have to change your mental and emotional state about stepping out, about having your voice, about being responsible, about making choices for yourself, about being willing to trust yourself, about walking your own path, right? Until you change your mental and emotional construct about that, it will just keep looping. Like a scratch on a CD, it'll just keep looping and playing out over and over and over and over again. We don't want to deal with the surface level of this issue and just try to push your way through it. We want to pull out the weeds at the root, which means deep down, if I don't feel safe, then I'm not going to take action. So I need to examine momentarily why I don't feel safe, and I need to guide my mind, lovingly lead my mind, and lovingly soothe my emotional state so that all parts of my being understand I'm safe and it's safe to do this. The second thing that has to happen for you to stop giving your power away and to own your power is this. You have to know who you are. And I mean existentially know who you are. You know the question, who am I? Why am I here? What is life about? What is this that's going on? What am I meant to be doing with my life? Is life random? I don't understand. You are a very powerful soul, and the reason you're powerful is this. You're not more powerful than anyone else. You're exactly the same. Everyone has the same power because we've all come from the same place. You are a soul, or you can call it a spirit if you want, whatever words work for you. And you are incarnated in a body right now. And you have a mind and a body and a personality and a name, and you're walking around on the planet. But when you look in the mirror and you look at the person looking back at you, that is just the costume of your lifetime. That is not the totality of who you are. You need to remember that there is something that gives life to you, that breathes the air through your body, that beats your heart, and that operates the trillions of cells in your body. You are not doing that, okay? You are a soul poured into a body, incarnated, having a soul journey through life, what I call your soul odyssey, okay? Your epic adventure through life. You are here on the planet because your soul chose to come here. And you came because you have a plan and you have a purpose. You have a reason for being here. You have lessons to learn. You have contribution to make. You have a beautiful purpose to contribute. Now, where do you come from? That which gives life to all of creation gives life to you. You are a child of the universe, creator, divinity, God, source, energy, one mind, consciousness, whatever you want to call it. By all names we honor it. All belief systems and faiths are welcome here. You are a child of that. You are an extension of it, poured into a body. That is who you are. What created the planet? What suspends planets in space? What creates trees out of tiny little seeds? What runs all the ecology systems? What creates every miracle that you know and can't explain? That also created you. And it is literally pumping through your veins. It is literally powering your heart. It is literally the only reason that you are here breathing and listening to this. And that is who you are. And that is where your power comes from. And that is why you are not small and you are not weak. And when we say own our power, it's not, oh, bolster yourself up and get all like confident in your small little self and put your shoulders back and just try to go out there and it'll be okay. Like power up, use your mind. Yes, we have to use our mind. We have to heal our mind of all the illusions that make us think that we're some small person. True power, true confidence, true centered alignment comes from knowing who you really are beyond this world. And that is what is carrying you, sourcing you, resourcing you, moving you. That is what is supporting you. And so you don't go, oh, I don't know what decisions to make because I'm just trying to figure it out on my own. No, you go, oh, I'm part of something magnificent, connected to the one mind of all, and I am able to draw that wisdom. It comes through me as intuition. Oh, I'm trying to do this life alone. No, you're not. No, you're not, because you're connected to everything in life. Everything is one. Everything is energetically connected. Everything comes from the one source. So everything around you is a part of you. You are looking at yourself all around you. Every other person, every other situation, every object, inanimate or animate. When you start to really understand reality and you understand who you really are, that will support you to stop giving your power away. It's like your divine birthright and it's your divine path is to know who you are and to live like you know it. Right? And side note to that, PS, to treat yourself accordingly. Your worth is not even a question mark. The way you treat yourself is your demonstration of your love for Source, God, Creator, Divinity, Universe. So when you know you are a part of it and you revere the oneness, you revere energy, Source, Creator, Divinity, God, when you revere that and you love it and you have a faith, you treat yourself like you are that. Because you realize you are an extension of it. So you care for your body, you care for your heart, you care for your needs, you care for your wants, you give yourself your power and you let yourself utilize it, right? So it's a very loving thing to do for yourself. And I really want you to think about this. When it comes to owning your power, no one is coming to save you and no one's going to do it for you, because it would not serve your evolution on your soul journey for that to happen. Life just is wanting so much for you to stand up. Stand up and do what you need to do for yourself. Stand up and attend to your needs, attend to your wants. Stand up and find your voice and use your voice. Stand up and make the choices you need to make and be responsible for all the areas of your life, knowing it's not your two little hands and your mind that are taking that on. It's the very powerful divine being you are that is taking it on with all of life around you, supporting you on that journey. And life won't rally around you until you decide to host the rally, right? So if you are wanting and waiting for life to support you, you have to stand up and make the choice and call life that you are a part of to the party and say, I am going to now start utilizing my power, and decide for yourself what that looks like, right? There'll be areas of your life right now. You might be able to say, this relationship, this area of my work, that area of my finances, this part of my health, I am not owning my power. I'm giving it away. I've abdicated responsibility. I'm not speaking up and I need to sort it out, okay? And so we don't have to just, go out there willy-nilly and trying to fix it all at once. We don't have to fix anything. We just look for what is the most intuitive next step that would have me stop giving my power away and start acting like the powerful soul that I really am. Okay, I hope this has been really helpful. There are 2 ways that I can help you right now. If this is resonating with you and you want a really structured, methodical, all-in-one solution to help you implement this. Number 1, go to my website, click on book. Okay, so you go bernadettelogue.com, Bernadette Logue, Logue.com, click on book on the top menu, and you can get my book, Your Soul Journey Simplified. In that book, you will remember who you really are. You will see the plan and purpose that is evident in your life, and you will see the 11 stages of your soul journey and how it plays out in your life. You will remember who you are, and you'll start to sense the safety that you really have to own your power and to use it in your life. Number 2, come and work with me in the Soul Odyssey program. Okay, you can go to bernadettelogue.com, click on program. The Soul Odyssey program is a self-paced A to Z with everything you need that will help you align yourself fully with the powerful soul you are. We shift your consciousness, we rewire your mindset, we release and heal old emotional blocks, we get your values, priorities, goals, and decision-making all soul aligned for you. We do monthly live group coaching and Q&A. I'd love to have you with me. You can come over again to bernadettelogue.com. It's been a pleasure sharing this episode with you, you powerful, amazing being, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next time for the next episode. Thanks for listening to Practical Spirituality with B. I'll talk to you next episode for more spiritual advice for your everyday life, helping you align with your soul so you can live with purpose, fulfillment, and magic.